Hi everyone, my name is Daniela Pérez. I am CEO of Mana de San Diego, and I am so honored to be receiving this Latina of the Year award. It means everything to me, and I hope that you know that I'm receiving this with a ton of humility because I know that my leadership could not be here without yours. Thank you so much for this honor. I am very proud to be from Tijuana, Mexico. I grew up in the border city of Tijuana and San Diego, and this is very much part of who I am. Being a Latina leader, to me, it is everything. I mean, I am the leader of a local Latina organization for a reason. I believe that in our culture, as Latinas, we hold the power to have many solutions around the world that can improve the lives, that can change our communities. So I truly believe that when Latinas are leading from a place of culture and connection to each other, that ripple effect transforms communities. I see, for example, a lot in my work, hermanitas and hermanas that are doing amazing work in the community in fields such as healthcare, such as legal services, education, and the passion that drives us as Latinas is something that completely inspires me. My culture is the basis of that for me, and I know that is the basis of that for so many other Latina leaders. The way that I am able to root down in my family, the way that the values that I grew up with translate into my leadership, all of those things I see not only in myself but in other Latinas, and that inspires me. That inspires me to be better, to be a bolder leader, to be more visionary, to show up and support for other Latinas. So the culture that I am a part of, the community that I am a part of, is at the root of who I am as a leader. In the process of pursuing your goals as a Latina leader, you face many challenges. One of the challenges that I feel most certain all of us are facing and will face at one point in our careers is how others perceive us. And sometimes those biases limiting us and how we see ourselves. I've been in situations, for example, when I was in the process of applying for a master's program. I have a master's in leadership for sustainability and educational leadership and policy. And when I applied for the master's program, at first I did not get in. I was not seen as somebody who had experience in the field of sustainability or sustainability leadership or education. I believe because of who I am and where I come from. And when I showed up and to the dean's office, because I'm very determined, I showed up with a Si Se Puede attitude, and I told her, I'm getting in your program. What do I need to do in order to be seen by you as somebody who has enough experience to get into this program? And she gave me a list, volunteer, do this, do that. And when reflecting back on the many years ago of that, I want to go back and tell that person that who I was, you do have enough experience. I, a very young age was volunteering in my community, was organizing things in our church. I didn't know how to translate that lived experience into a professional academic setting. I didn't know how to say, I have this many experiences leading to community organizing, or I didn't know how to even recognize that as something as valuable because I was just performing my life as a young Latina growing up in Tijuana. And so I want to leave you all with the message of you are way, way, way more than what people see in you. And only you can define the value that you bring into the leadership spaces that you are. Only you can define where you belong. And your story, it matters. It matters because, for example, in the leadership program that I was in, not only did I eventually get into the master's program, but I ended up teaching in it a few years later after graduating. And the area of focus that I was able to bring to the program was about cultural diversity in sustainability and in environmental justice, and how our cultures are a place of resilience, not only for our communities, but for the environment and for the protection of those things that we care the most about. One of the things that we believe at Mana de San Diego is that when Latinas rise, communities thrive. And I believe that in my DNA. I know that when a Latina leader is rising, whatever that means to you, whether it be in education, whether it be in entrepreneurship, or in your own community and family's leadership, when you are rising, our communities will be transformed. Our communities are beneficiaries of our leadership, of our compassion, of our vision for the world. So the message that I want to leave you all with today is that believe that when Latinas rise, communities thrive, and to continue putting your grain of salt in this world to make it a better place.